We are in the final stretch of this workshop, but before we dive into implementing our strategy, we need to decide how and when we are going to measure. Please do not make the mistake that I often made of only measuring at the end of the strategy. We need to think about how we are going to measure at different points in time, because that will allow us to make adjustments. And believe me, adjustments are always needed, whether they are small or large changes along the way. And the only way to make progress on the right path is by measuring how we are doing step by step. You need to establish indicators that you can measure throughout the campaign. How many people have seen your message? How many people have shared it or commented on it? What has been your reach? In the case of digital campaigns, it is much easier because we can see how many people clicked on the call to action. This is known as CTR or CTR, which stands for click-through rate, and it is the number of people who clicked on the post, divided by the total reach, that is, the total number of people who saw my message. Obviously, the higher it is, the better. If it is high, it will indicate that it is attractive, that it has a good headline, and that it is relevant to my audience. Also, for the case of digital campaigns, we have another indicator, which is to measure the cost per click. How much did I have to invest for each person who clicked? If you invested $10 and only one person clicked, my cost per click is $10. Here, the lower the number, the more efficient it is, the better it is. Finally, we have the number of conversions or conversion rate, which refers to those who clicked, and how many did what I asked them to do. For example, if my call to action is for them to donate, how many of those who clicked on the donation screen and entered my page actually entered their credit card information and donated? Clearly, there are other ways to measure the results of your campaign. If your goal is to raise awareness about turtle egg poaching, you can measure whether that poaching has decreased. If your campaign was focused on increasing the vaccination rate through stories, you can measure how many stories were shared, how many times the hashtag was used, and how many people went to get vaccinated. 2008. Here it is important to know that the result is not necessarily 100% your responsibility, so we must be realistic and very transparent. You can assume that your strategy helped, but it would be very ambitious to claim that it was the only reason. When the objectives are very large, generally big campaigns are accompanied by other practices, and together they achieve the goal. Once again, it's your turn. Now write down the ways you are going to measure. If your message, your tactics, and your distribution are being effective, you will also decide at what moments you will evaluate.